good leaders. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said so. I ran for president to help Nigerians because countries or Nigeria lacks good leaders. This is credited to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Lagos, welcome to the Evening Rush, 90.3 Voice of the People FM. It's your girl Precious, and as always, I'm always excited to be with you. Thank God it's Friday. Another amazing day, isn't it? Right. So, the show is produced by Promise, and let's get quickly to the hot topics that we have for the day, shall we? First on a hot topic this evening, I ran for president to help Nigerians because the country lacks good leaders. Tinubu, this statement is credited to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are only poor in management and leadership, and that is why I ran for president, to help all of us mold the soul of our country in right direction. I say that again. We are only poor in management and leadership, and that is why I ran for president, to help all of us mold the soul of our country in the right direction. Credited to the president. I give you details. I'll bring you details of that conversation, but let's move to another topic, another conversation very quickly. Lawmaker, ministry officials accused of inflating road contract. The road contracts cost from 9.8 billion naira to 54 billion. Hey, in fact, for barely 10 billion naira to 54, that is additional about 40 billion naira on top of it. What am I even saying? 44 billion naira on top. Hey, okay, let's move to another conversation. All right, shall we? Justin, so this statement is about bandits burning a Catholic seminarian to death in Kaduna State. Bandits, in fact, terrorists. We cannot be calling them bandits, because the last time I checked, the people that were usually called bandits have been proscribed. So why do we still call them bandits if they've been proscribed anyway? I want to really understand. So terrorists burn a seminarian in a Catholic church to death. A day inside in church, they burn him to death. All right, let's go to another conversation very quickly, shall we? Lagos, man stabs friend to death over food. These are things that happens. All right, and then we'll move to another conversation. Niger, federal government lacks rights to encourage ECOWAS invasion, says Ozakome. Federal government lacks the right to encourage ECOWAS invasion, says Ozakome. We'll get to take a look at that conversation too. PEPC plotting to undermine my quest for justice, Atiku cries out. PEPC plotting to undermine my quest for justice, Atiku cries out. And then two more conversations. NYSC certificate saga. Court okays fresh suit against Tinubu's minister, Hannatu Musawa. Zango Kataf attack. Governor Uba Sani vows to tackle perpetrators. The Zango Kataf attack. Governor Uba Sani vows to track down perpetrators. You would recall that the news I just read about seminarian dying happened in Zango Kataf local government area of Kaduna State. Attack on Zango Kataf community and affront to federal government. Who said this? Senator Katung said this. Lagos. Let's take a little break. I'll be right back to bring you details of this conversation. Stay with us. This is the Evening Rush, 90.3 Voice of the People FM. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
All right, Lakers, you are welcome back. It's still 90.3 Voice of the People of him. Let's go right into the first conversation that we have on the hot topic this evening. First on our lineup is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu saying that he contested the presidential election to help, unquote, quoted, put Nigeria on track as the country lacks proper management and leadership despite being endowed with human and natural resources. If you want me to interpret, I have to say that the presidency waiting make he be saying wrong for government. Now, because he won't help Nigeria put them in the right track. Because if like say if we work out for tracks more, we'll fail. We know the straight line, we know the better line. So he run election to put us on a better line. And say because say the country gets everything, human and natural resources, but he no get better leaders we go direct us well. That's exactly what he said. Mr. Tinubu, while speaking with Nigerians in India on Thursday, dismissed past leaders, including his predecessor and party man Muhammadu Buhari, as poor managers and leaders. Hey. Quoting the president now, he said, "We are not poor in knowledge. We are not poor in human resources." Mr. Tinubu said, "We are only poor in management and leadership. And that is why I ran for president, to help all of us mold the soul of our country in the right direction." The president, who visited India for the G20 summit, added, "We are here to present a new future to you, a future of a country that is so rich, endowed, and highly populated, very dynamic and unique, and its culture, tradition, and in its culture, tradition, and in ethnicity. That is what will make our prosperity possible if only we can make use of the diversity for prosperity." That's what he said. And on another beat, the president, the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, has also hailed the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in favor of his party man Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying that it shows that the will of the people actually happened on the 25th of February. And now the president saying this. All right, Lagos, let's move to another conversation very, very quickly. Okay, so before we get to that Zango cut-off issue, so let's break down the story that's got to do with inflation of contracts in Nigeria. So, a civil engineering company, DC Engineering Limited, has alleged that one lawmaker in the House of Representatives and officials of the Ministry of Works inflated the contract for constructing Ijebu Igbo Ita Ibadan Road. That is the Ijebu Igbo Ita Ibadan Road. Ade Adedeji, executive director of the company, said this when he appeared before the House of Representatives ad hoc committee on non-construction and rehabilitation of Ijebu Igbo Ita Road Ibadan Road in Abuja on Friday. He said the contract was inflated from 9.8 billion naira to 54.3 billion naira. I wish I could play that soundbite for you. Wallahi, it's good you hear it yourself. Contract of a road that was 9.8 billion naira was inflated to 54.3 billion naira, over 44 billion naira increments. That is not 100% increment, not 200%, not even 3. There is God, oh. Okay. Saying that the 41-kilometer road project was awarded to the company in 2018 at 9.8 billion naira with a completion period of 2 years. Mr. Adedeji said it took the ministry 5 years from 2018 to 2023 to release the 15% mobilization fee of 1.3 million naira. Contract that was awarded in 2018 took the ministry between 2018 to 2018 when the contract was awarded to 2023 took the ministry these number of years before they could pay the mobilization fee of just 15%, which is 1.3 billion naira. Okay, So we'll move further to that, we'll move further in that conversation. He said that the non-release of funds was responsible for the slow pace of works, saying that the 15% mobilization fee was paid in installments. That is, even the 15% to the 1.5 billion, which represents 15% of mobilization, right? Out of the 54 billion that the extra 44 point something billion they added in the budget, even to give them their own just 1.4 billion, which is the first mark, 1.3 billion, which is just the 15%, that they paid it in installments. That's what the man said from the horse's mouth. He added that the last installment was paid a few weeks ago. Mr. Adedeji said the company approached the ministry to review the contract from 9.8 billion naira to 14 billion naira due to inflation, but the ministry refused. How can I want to do a road in 2018 at 9 point something billion naira and it will still be the same price now? Inflation has taken over everything now. Oh wow. That's what they're saying. However, he said the company was surprised. He noticed that the same ministry had re-awarded the contract to another company, Aratech Construction Limited, at 54.3 billion naira without terminating the original contract they had with them. In his presentation, Adedamola Kuti, the Director Highway South Ministry of Works, who represented the ministry, said it terminated the contracts in September 2022 without notifying the company. He was, however, silent on the request to review the contract to 14 billion by DC Engineering. Mr. Kuti also denied the allegation that a lawmaker was involved in the review of the contract sum. House of Rep member Kwamut Lowry, the committee's chairman, said it was not out to witch hunt people, but to ensure the root cause of the failure of the road project were dug out. All right, Lagos, that's another conversation. I'd like you to chime in if you'd like to. All right, in another development, a man identified simply as John has lost his life after his friend Akinola Adeleye allegedly stabbed him to death over an argument on who to pay for a plate of food. Now, the incident happened in the Ifako-Ijaye local government area of Lagos State. It was gathered that the two men had a misunderstanding over who would pay for the plate of meal Akinola had eaten, and in the course of the argument that generated into a fight, Akinola stabbed him to death with a knife. Just, we eat food together, you pay now, you stab somebody is dead. Okay. It was gathered that the victim had been squatting in the house of the suspect when they had the fallout over who would pay for a plate of meal. Lagos, I can't even read this conversation further. I beg, let's just move. Like, there are some things that's just unbecoming. Really? Okay. So let's go straight to the PEPT now. As a PEPC, as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the February 25th, 2023 presidential election, Atiku Abubakar has cried out over the non-availability of the judgment of the presidential election petition court 3 days after it was delivered. Yeah, about this time makes it exactly 3 days after it was delivered. Atiku made this known via his legal counsels, who are yet to receive a copy of the judgment after formally applying to the court for certified true copies on Friday. This is coming on the heels of the fact that Atiku and his lawmakers have just 14 days to file their appeal to the Supreme Court on the judgment. I don't want to say that this sounds a little bit like what also happened after the election, when they were also finding it difficult to access materials from INEC so that they could file the application on time. Now, Special Assistant to Atiku on Public Communications, Frank Shaibu, in a statement on the matter said, by not making available to Atiku Abubakar, presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the certified true copies of the judgment of Wednesday for its filings rather at the Supreme Court, the Presidential Election Petition Court is undermining Atiku's and Nigerians' quest for justice. Shoaib reminded the PEPC that it had made heavy weather at the delivery of its judgment on Wednesday, that parties need to adhere strictly to the time schedule set by the court. The PEPC is not oblivious that 3 precious days of the 14-day limits for parties to file their process at the highest court have been wasted by the appeal court. We wish to remind the PEPC that it struck out the testimonies of some of the witnesses of Atiku during the litigation at the court of its instance because their statement on oath were filed out of time. But now, no one give us make a file on time. And it says, and now, from all intents and purposes, the same court wants to have Atiku and PDP appeal to the Supreme Court disqualified by this reason of time deadline. Why is it so? He now says, does the PEPC not understand that the lawyers representing Atiku Abubakar and PDP need to digest the judgment as contained in the CTC, which represents the authentic pronouncement made in court on Wednesday in order to formulate its case for filing? That's what Shoaib said. Then he further said, there can be no justification for the PEPC not making available the CTC of its judgment. He tagged it so-called judgment anyway, for Atiku to continue with his quest on behalf of the 200 million Nigerians for substantial justice as opposed to the judgment rendered by the PEPC. It says it is curious that same PEPC that claims that judgment was ready as at the time it was delivered on Wednesday is still grappling with typos and errors according to available information. Say they still get typographical error. That's what this says. It says, why did the PEPC not wait till next week to deliver judgments, as it would still have met the legal deadline instead of rushing to render judgment, which text is still undergoing panel beating? Bottom line, why on a rush can't deliver judgment? When I know say the true copy of the judgment on a never read them, on a still the edit them, so on a see the panel beat and the nakam drum. That's exactly what Shoaib is saying. It says it is anti-democratic of the court to still already at the last count 3 precious days out of the 14-day limits for Atiku to file his process at the Supreme Court. The lost time would never be recovered. So it becomes very imperative and important for the court to do what they have to do. All right, so that's that. You heard that. In another development, or in a separate development, a human rights advocate, Michael Zekome, today said the federal government lack both legal and moral justifications to encourage the invasion of Niger Republic by Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. He argued that being a sovereign state, Nigeria does not have the legal right to dictate to Niger and its citizens the way to run their affairs, particularly on the type of government they should operate. Leaders of ECOWAS states had, in the wake of the recent coup in Niger Republic, resolved to, among other things, deploy forces to unseat the military government currently in place. All right. However, Osakome disagreed with the decision, maintaining that Nigeria lacks the moral foundation to stand and dictate to Niger people because the international community never dictated to Nigerians or Nigeria in many instances when it experienced military interventions in the past. The activist stated this in his keynote address during the public presentation of a book titled International Humanitarian Law and Armed Conflicts, an African Perspective. All right, Lagos, what do you make of this conversation? let's move to another matter. The one that is, before we go to the attack in Zango Kataf. So, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has okayed a fresh suit seeking to restrain the Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Ms. Hannatu Musawa, from serving as member of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's cabinet. The originating summons, is seeking to not only declare the seat of the minister as vacant, but to equally bar her from receiving salaries, emoluments, and other perks attached to the office. The Incorporated Trustees of African Leadership and Transparency Development Initiative, which initiated the legal action before the court, maintained that Musawa, being a serving National Youth Service member, Youth Corps member, NYSC, is not legally qualified to be appointed a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You would recall that over time, we've had issues with her NYSC issue, where they said she was supposed to have gone for NYSC, 2004, 2006, thereabout, and then she bailed the NYSC. She didn't complete it. Because of that, when you bail, you owe the country to complete that, irrespective of how long it takes. And one of the requirements to occupy a public position, especially on the platform, if you're occupying the public position as a graduate, you must tender your NYSC, either discharge certificate or NYSC certificate. So that's actually the crux of this matter. All right, let's move to what happened in Zango Kataf. Right, so some terrorists, but they say bandits, in the late hours of Thursday, yesterday, invaded St. Raphael Parish in Fadan Kafanchan Diocese in southern Kaduna and razed the parish house with a seminarian, Naaman Danlami, inside. The man day inside, the seminarian day inside, and he burnt. It was learned that while some priests escaped during the incident, Danlami, who was a seminarian, was caught in the inferno. His remains has since been deposited in the mortuary. There was no official confirmation yet, by the state government at the time of this particular report. But I go straight on to what some officials in the state had to say. First, I start with what the senator representing that zone said about it, and then I go to what the state governor has said about it. So, the senator representing Kaduna South in the Red Chamber of the National Assembly, Sunday Marshall Katung, on Friday said the destructive attack on a Catholic parish house in Fadan Kamantun, Zango Kataf local government area of the state which resulted in the death of a young seminarian, stood condemned. According to him, the attack was a direct affront to the federal government by the invading criminals, urging the security agencies and agents to step up their games in putting an end to the recurrence of attacks on people, especially peaceful and armless Nigerians, especially in southern Kaduna. Perhaps I dare say Benue State too, because these are the worst hit states. The first-time lawmaker in a statement said he was saddened that such a heinous crime against humanity was again repeating itself in a peaceful Fadan Kamantun. Quoting him now, he says, "My attention was drawn to an attack in Fadan Kamantun, a community in Zango Kataf local government area. Findings reveal that the attack was carried out by terrorist group on Thursday evening. They invaded the residence of the Catholic priest, Reverend Father Emmanuel Okolo, and set the entire rectory ablaze, burning to death seminarian Naaman Ngofe Danladi, who was completing his training in the Catholic priesthood." And then the governor of the state also reacts. Kaduna State Governor Obasani has condemned in strong terms the recent attack on the Fadan Kamantun Parish, Catholic Diocese of Kafanchan in Zango Kataf. Governor Sani vowed to track down the perpetrators of the heinous crime and ensure that they face the full wrath of the law, saying The attack was carried out with the sole intention of igniting ethnic and religious tensions in the state, as well as to sabotage government's efforts towards building or rebuilding trust in the communities. This was contained in a statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Mohammed Lawal Shehu, today, Friday. In fact, it states that Kaduna State Governor, His Excellency Obasano, on Friday, 8 September 2023, condemned, he went on and on and on and on and on. All right, Lagos. These are the hot topics that we have for this hour. Phone lines will be open in a G5 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. These are the numbers to call. We'd like to take thought on your reactions on the conversation. All right, let's go straight ahead to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you. Welcome. Hello.
Hello, are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, this is not be calling from Abuja.
You're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. I want to comment about the delay in releasing the judgment, the document to the party consigned. That shows, if anybody look at it very well, you find out that all the justice, they were in haste to deliver the judgment. Because even the first justice that was reading, you know that thing he was reading for somebody. He wasn't, in the way he was reading the whole thing, you know that this is not what comes from somebody. If you have written something down by yourself, if you are reading it, people will know how this is what you put down by yourself. But the way it is, we find out. But with time, everything will be opened up. We are going to see everything. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you. You're totally entitled to your opinion anyway, but saying that the justices did not write it by themselves, that's some accusation there. All right, Lagos, phone lines are still open 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. The WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. These are the numbers to call, taking your thoughts, your reactions on the conversations that we have this evening. I did tell you a couple of stories this evening. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello.
It's Samuel from. Hello.
Yes, please.
Samuel from Isolo.
Samuel, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yes, I think I really want to agree with some people based on this judgment that was given. Because acted on the fact before you. You understand? So
Go ahead.
Condemning judiciary. What do I expect to do? If somebody is reading something that's written by other people, no judge will ever write anything written by any other person. The judge must have listened and they get the act before them. Then they should appeal. They should go to the Supreme Court, very simple. And on the killing in the Kaduna, the Catholic Church of Kaduna, it's very barbaric. You just wonder when with all this stuff in this country, killing people unnecessarily, people in their church, what have they done? And at the end of the day, this will just die down. Nobody will talk about it anymore. That's why this will keep repeating itself. I think the government will really have to do something about this killing. It's really getting out of hand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling. All right. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Oh dear. Hello. Are you there? Good evening. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Good evening. I'm fine. Thank you. Welcome.
I hear you pretty well.
All right. Great. Welcome. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
So this is Prince Akwachi calling from California.
All right, you're welcome, Akwachi. Go ahead.
Yes, so for me, pretty much the whole judgment thing is just flawed. Okay. In as much as I know the law, or the much that I know, I pretty much believe that they've set a precedent that will come to hurt the country at some point. Um, it's a good idea that it's been taken to the Supreme Court. Let's hear what they're going to say. It's not that we're expecting something different or whatever it is. At the end of the day, 5 people cannot, ruin the constitution of the country.
What makes you think they what did they put in the what did they say in the judgment that they did not quote the constitution to back up?
Let me pick.
What did they quote that they did not back up the constitution?
Okay, we copied America in terms of constitution, right? That's the people we say we copied.
Nigerian constitution cannot prototype American constitution, right?
They copied America. They've been copying America. Okay. Now the thing is in America you have what is called popular vote, and you have what is called electoral vote. And by law, if you win the popular vote and you don't win the electoral vote, you're going nowhere. Okay? But you can win the electoral law and still be the president. And what is the electoral law? The electoral law is certain states that some people live in. They determine that. Okay? Abuja is a cosmopolitan, city, of which that if you look at Abuja today, Abuja is greater or bigger than Bayelsa Delta. In any of those places, I'm not telling them what to do or what not to do, but keep the law the way the law should be. And if they say, okay, that Abuja is a state now it's high time they give them a governor. It's high time they give them 3 senators, like every other state. And right now, by Monday, somebody like Wike should be resigning. He should be getting out of that.
Unfortunately, we can't have you further. I appreciate you. But then again, you've not actually quoted the constitution for me to tell me where exactly the revered justices erred in your opinion, or in their judgments, right? I was hoping that when you talk, you would come with some superior contribution and tell us exactly how you think the justices erred in their judgment. Since we're here to talk about that, that's not even in the offing right now. It's not even part of what we're talking about, but it's okay. You're very entitled to your opinion. All right, going back to the phone lines now. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, you're welcome. Sorry. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Is Barista not with you today?
No, he's not.
Oh, I would have liked to ask some technical questions. But let me write it. Maybe you can post the question to him when.
Can you send it through WhatsApp instead?
Okay. I'm using a WhatsApp-less phone now. Maybe when I use
maybe you call other days. Right.
I will have to send it if I'm using a Android phone.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. Okay. Thank you. Bye. All right, I'll go through some messages because I have quite a number of messages here. Yep. All right. So this here says, good evening, Precious. It's refreshing once again to hear you. Thank you. Please, the statements credited to Tinubu that he came to help the country in terms of leadership. Please, he's just so is he indicting other politicians that have not been good leaders in the country? Perhaps that's what you're trying to say. That statement, because politicians are recently okay. All right. Okay. So you're always appreciated. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Ikenna. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then they says, good evening, Precious. Before that, let me quickly jump on a caller. I'll get back to that. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello, good evening, my dear sister.
You're welcome, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from, my dearly brother?
My name is John. I'm calling from Germany.
Johnny, welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, let me go straight to the point, to my contribution, my point of view. You see, there is this so-called 25% of exit. And if I may ask, you know that during the time of Buhari, this issue came up. Buhari, Adua, they went to court. And the person that interprets this constitution, he is alive today, the former justice. And even the
it's not one person that it's not one person that does that, right? You can say one of the people. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm coming, my sister. Even the Chief Justice today, he is there, he's among the people that interpret that constitution during that time. Now, if the third Buhari, see, FCT, you didn't get 25% there, then Buhari have to go and relax till he become president. Then why today, that same decision, they now interpret it in another way? That's my question, my dear. That's my simple question. Why? Why did they use another method on this one?
All right, I've heard you. Thank you. You're entitled to your thoughts, and you are very well welcome. With the question that you asked. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I'm not a lawyer. I can't answer that question. So I'd rather that differ from all this conversation that's got to do with the law, so that we don't. I don't say something that I do not know. Even though I know a little bit, but I cannot. My word cannot be an authority. And yeah. So this has been Precious. The president, INEC, Judges ET, has set a precedent in the country, and it's going to haunt this country for long until justice is served. The president is now say if you want to win elections, you take it by force. That's what is looking like that is happening now. Take it and run away with it. Afterwards, they will ask you to go to court, and like the election outcome, whether you like it or not, the court will decide. Say last, okay, all right, Precious. You don't collect your CTC from the judges. It's no longer prayers now. It's not CTC that we're taking, Abby. We're no longer sending prayers to email accounts, Abby. All right. And this says, good evening, Emilio Compressions. You guys will not kill me. Are you kidding me? He says Emilio Compressions. Before I come and read the Emilio message, let me go to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome, sir. Good evening.
It's Precious. I greet you.
I greet you too. Welcome.
We use everything as a joke. Let me tell you, during this time, we don't have a joke in the anything. I beg. I tell you, don't have anything joke. This judiciary, they mess up. I tell you.
Oh God, just excuse your language now. Hey, you did.
I tell you, okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me go back to that message I was trying to read then. And then he says, go to court has now become the motto slogan of most Nigerian politicians. The court has become a place of refuge for politicians. With the help of technicalities in law, elections are now no longer determined by the ballots. It's determined by the court now, a safe place for the highest. I don't know who will make the people vote count now in a country. Okay. You know I cannot read all these things that you're saying because I simply can't read them, right? And then this says, Egege from Agege says, quite a lengthy one there. He said, the 2023 presidential election verdict, as far as I am concerned, is nothing but, wow. He said, in summary, the judgment given the judiciary is based on, okay, even one does not, he said, even one does not need legal degree to know that Nigerians, and in fact the whole world, was flattered by the Presidential Election Tribunal judgment. My worries, since INEC and of course the ruling party knew that the use of technology or beavers was insignificant in the elections, why then spend humongous hard-earned Nigerian taxes to buy beavers? Beavers was used in this election. There was no case of incident form in this election. Beavers was used and it worked very well. What may not have worked is the direct transmission of results in real time. It actually did work for some other elections, but not for the presidential one. So Beavers was utilized and it worked very well. And then you said, besides, why was 25% vote win in Abuja indicated in the requirement for winning presidential election? Fundamentally, what about the blood vote reported to have been discovered? One thing Nigerian government must know is Nigerians are, say when I don't open now, and we are patient, we are waiting. Agege from Agege sent in that message. All right, you're entitled to your opinion. And then he says, good evening, Precious. Sometimes I wonder if it's same Wike that supported Obi at the initial stage of campaign that's totally against him now. Does he have to support him and be with him all through? Politics is a thing of interest. The earlier you understood that, the better for you, right? Okay, and then you said, do we expect something different from Supreme Court? Well, I don't know. Judiciary were, you said the Justice of the Judiciary were reading as if they were defending a client. That's your opinion, please. In 100 days in office, we can't say this is what government has done for us. It's well official from Ago Palace sent in that message. Let me go back to the phone lines now. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Yes, you're welcome, sir.
This Nigeria, the followers and the leaders are the same. Precious.
Sir?
There's no difference between the followers and the leaders. When we win in the court, when our party win in the court, we praise the judiciary. But when we lose, why is it that every time we lose, judiciary is a fraud? Judiciary is bad. We call them names. Or any time we win, that is when judiciary is. In fact, we praise them to the top. Why is it that? Is it every time we must win? Everything is not about emotion. It's not about emotion. Election has come and gone. Let's prepare for next 4 years. I supported Obi. I'm a Yoruba man. My name is Eni from Abuja. But the way people are taking this thing as it must be their own way. It's not like that. Let's go to, after this service, we are going to the Supreme Court. If Supreme Court rule against Tinubu, I will be very happy about it. Because I don't even like him.
How can you say that on air? No?
Hello?
Go ahead. You can't be saying this, please.
Okay, I'm sorry for that.
Thank you for taking it back. Go ahead.
I'm sorry for that.
All right. Go ahead.
I did not vote for him, and I can't deny that. So, people should learn how to accept defeat. When they are defeated, they should accept it, that this is not what we can prepare for the next 4 years. And the hope is not totally lost. We still have Supreme Court. After this court, instead of blaming, if you listen to the way people talk about this thing as if there's nothing in judiciary again. The same judiciary that rules against APC in Osun State. The same judiciary that rule against APC in Bayelsa State. And many other places. Why is it that anytime this thing is against us or is not in our favor, we blame them? We should try to accept defeat at times. So that is my own take.
All right.
Precious.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. All right, let me go through some messages now from YouTube. Let's see if I can get some. Kingsley Uzo says, good leaders should emerge through the mandate of the people. Any self-imposed leader can't be called a good leader. I don't know who you're referring to. Stephen Uchenna or Odwin says, okay. I've not read that. Chika Ekwe says, hello, ma, big fan of yours or your show. It's good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And then the Vladium's Sodality says, he said Nigerians modeled the FCT to Washington District of Columbian DC. So as the District of Columbian DC is not a state, so too is the FCT not a state. Both DC in America and FCT in Nigeria are inside other states. That's what he's saying. All right. But you did not tell us. Okay, let's read further the message. It says, how FCT to be a state, is she herself inside other constituted states? And then he said, how can FCT be state if she herself is inside other constituted states? And then he said, Washington, D.C. is inside the state of Maryland and Virginia. FCT is inside Old Kaduna, Kwara, Niger, and Plateau states, with the bulk of land mass carved out of Niger state. So how can FCT be a state? He said, if she is inside other states, how possible is it that she is a state? That question, what did you ask? I don't know. How does it work really in the US? Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you.
Shola on the line.
Shola, you're welcome. Good to see you. Good to hear from you.
I just want to appeal to our people that once it's against us, we should take it. At least it's the same call that when Peter Obi was impeached, I don't know, was removed in Anambra State. I installed him back. When his mandate was stolen, it's the same court that put him there. So I don't know our problem now. The State Supreme Court, there's nothing we've not said. Judiciary has been bought. But Tinubu has bought everybody.
Can you just go straight to the point? I don't want you hammering this, please. And doing this is further hitting the polity. And you can see the way I also hush people who hammer on it. So if you want to say something, just go straight to the point that you have to say. You don't come and start indirectly still saying the same thing that you're talking against. It doesn't make sense. I hope you understand, please. The same way you're entitled to your opinion is the same way people are entitled to your opinion. But then you don't come here and then start lambasting other people's opinion, further heating up the same thing that you're talking about. It doesn't make sense. I apologize. Hello, good evening to you. Can you help me turn up the volume of your radio set? Hello? All right, I lost you. Okay, and Asipo Noye says, just like he helped Lagos State, that what you said something there, but I really could not see to read it, right? So my internet is not working very well tonight. I do hope that you can understand and forgive me. Laure from Egbeda says, I actually thought the president ran for presidency because it was his turn. Oh, I was wrong. Okay, when he said that it was because there are no good leaders, right? On budget inflation, I'm afraid we're going to be having a lot of that as long as APC reigns. Why? This does not have anything to do with only APC. It's been happening since. Budget inflation is like a thing in Nigeria. So don't try to call this or hang this on any party. So for me, it's totally understandable for the judges with the way they sounded like and responded on Wednesday. All right. Okay. And then this says, good evening, Precious. If the judges can't interpret the 25% in Abuja, they should scrap it out because different judges are giving different interpretations. Now, wow, Obi from Ajawa State sent in that message. And then this says, good evening, Precious. Now, wow, leaders, you say our leaders, Buhari condemned the terrorist attacks for 8 years. Please, how did condemning help the masses that are being killed on a daily basis? I don't blame them. I blame the grace of God so they keep enjoying. Okay. Vera from Oshodi sent in that message. Vera. How many times did I call you Vera? Leo Taiwo from Ojo Alaba says, I put it to you that they were in a haste to pass the judgment. Also, the judgment was not written. Then he said, well, they were reading out the judgment. Okay, I mean, the reason why they have not, giving the judgment, the CTC, to certify true copy to the people that need it, right? He said, did you watch when he was reading the judgment? He was not composed. If they wrote the script, they wouldn't be confused while reading it. Not releasing the script to Atiku Abubakar was a delayed tactics from the judges, not to allow the petitioners to digest the judgment properly before heading to the Supreme Court. Since they have just 2 weeks to file their papers properly. I'm not partisan or transparent. We sit down, they look. Leo Taiwo from Ojo Alaba sent in that message. Precious, believe it or not, Nigerian leaders. Okay. All right. And then this says, please, Precious, if we are too afraid to allow people to air out their view, please, I will not close the program. There are rules to every game. Every single game does have its own rule. If you also think that you cannot send your message without using words that will be inciting or insightful, that would make the other party feel like, or any other person or anybody you're talking to feel like you've insulted them, that is not very pleasant to the ears, then how can you even want to call in or send a message to radio station when you cannot, at least manage your emotions to apply some decorum in your language? That's just all I ask for. You have the freedom to air your thought, but just apply decorum. Is it that hard to do? And I didn't even set this rule. This is an existing rule. It's everywhere. You should know this. Do you understand? I do hope you do. Hello, good evening. Hello. You are on the line. Can you hear me? Good evening. All right. You're not saying anything. All right. So back to that, Mrs. Okay. And Obina says, okay. Hey, people will not finish me today. Let me just go back to my WhatsApp message, jejely. And then this says, good evening. You see, Madam P, our nation has been taken over by a few politicians, but I know one day the Pharaoh will see today, we shall see them no more. They will let you go. All right. And then this says, in Nigeria, okay, so my Nigerian modeled the FCT Washington District of Columbia. So as the District of Columbia is not a state, is FCT2 is not a state, because both DC in America and FCT in Nigeria are the same. So in all of this explanation you've made, and I'm asking you another question, in the elections, American elections, does the president of America have to win 25% of votes in DC to be a president? Is it a must that if he doesn't win 25% of votes in DC, he cannot be president? Please kindly let me know. Thank you for educating us. Mama P, one annoying issue is whenever a trending issue is glaring and one wants to talk about it to the media people, you people will say, don't talk. This obviously is what is killing this country. Let us learn to report issues and all these evils leave the country. Chinedu from Badagry. So Chinedu, nobody has ever stopped you from airing your thoughts. As a matter of fact, it's because you have to air your thoughts that we're here. However, we maintain that you must air your thoughts with decorum. You must not use a language that would be insulting to the other party, because what you term as insult may not be the same thing they term as insult. So that's why you have to be careful in your language. And you may not also make it look like you're, pushing others to attack those people, or you're saying anything that is bad. That's just what I ask for. Please mind your language. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Precious. Good evening.
Sir, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's Emeka calling from UK.
Emeka, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to just quick respond on the pattern of budgets in contractors are saying. Precious, you see what sometime I made a comment about corruption in Nigeria. You remember? That is the bane of our problem in this country. Pattern of budget, of inflation of contracts. That is the root of evil in Nigerian government. You see, sometimes if you can cut cost of all these things, so just find it out. You will see Nigeria might have a lot of money in their kitty to facilitate other projects. The problem we have in this country today is pattern of budget and adding of of inflation of contracts. You see, that is what is going on in this country. As for Mr. President Tinubu, I don't know if he's ready to work. Let us start in all this aspect of corruption in Nigeria, so that we believe in him. Why all people are clamoring for good governance is such a thing. If he can turn down all these people that doing all these things, find out actual cost of contract from the contractor itself, not from all these ministries. Some of them inflated into the end. You say what?
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So you have to find out the actual cause of this. That is why all these contracts are being delayed. If we see a road they have been awarded, before you know it, you will say that the money has been collected. Without nobody doing anything about it. That is what we are fighting. They're not in the government. They're not in with these politicians. That's what we are fighting. I'm not even. Nobody's against Tinubu being a president, but what we are against is the rot in government. The type of corruption is too much. The corruption brings down any government in the world. Corruption. That is what we are suffering. It's not the corruption in Nigeria is what we are suffering. That makes people are hungry. People are angry in anything. He can make a budget. He will know they say money. There's no money. Where is the money? It's not what we are talking about. I will encourage Mr. Tinubu to do something about all these things. If you can cut cost of try to cut cost of corruption in the governance, I will support his government. I will support his government, and that is the benefit. Like sorry to cut up, like Mr. Peter Obi when he was in Anambra government, governor during his AD. That's why I love that man till tomorrow. You see, when he bring quotation of anything, he will call the contractor. He said, I said, how much are you going to do this thing? You see the difference between that's how that man saved money in Anambra State to pay pensioners and gratuities. Because of everybody is inflation contract in Anambra then. You will see something of 400 million. They say that 10 billion. Peter will call the actual contract and find out actual amount of that thing. That is why they impeach him. Because it's not releasing hand to people. It's not how to do it. Peter will tell you that the government house is not for, it's not where to come and do merrymaking and other things. And I advise Mr. Tinubu, if you get the get the mandate of Nigerians, people will support the government. Let it tempt the corruption in that country. That is the problem we are having. Let him tempt the corruption in that country. Please, that is what we are talking about. That's all. And this is the example. Let him follow it up. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking to that topic. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. For those who may just be joining in and wondering what exactly he's talking about, I did mention about a contract that lawmakers were alleged to have inflated a contract of 9.8 billion naira to 54.3 billion naira. That's exactly what he's talking about. That kind of inflation. You just pad the contract from 9.8 billion naira to 54.3 billion naira. And that's exactly what he was reacting to, right? In case you're just joining us, we've been looking at a couple of issues this evening. We did tell you that the president said he contested for president because he wants to help Nigeria because the country lacks good leaders. That's what he said. And I did tell you that lawmakers, ministry officials accused of inflating road contract cost from 9.8 billion naira to 54.3 billion naira. Yes. So lawmaker, ministry officials accused of inflating road contract cost from 9.8 billion naira to 54.3 billion naira. And then you also did hear of the attack in Zango Katav church, Zango Katav local government area, how a seminarian, in fact, a Catholic church was burnt and a seminarian that was inside got burnt while the bishops managed to escape. And I did tell you that following the attack, the senator representing the Southern Kaduna, by the way, that happened in Southern Kaduna, has condemned it and said it should not happen. The governor too, through his special assistant to media, also did condemn it. That is Obasani, the governor of Kaduna State, also did condemn it. We also did tell you that NYC certificate saga involving minister caught Oke's fresh suit against Tinubu's minister Hannatu Musawa. All right. And then we did tell you that PEPC plotting to undermine my quest for justice. Oh, Atiku is crying out. That presidential election petition court is plotting to undermine my quest for justice. It's 3 days now after the past judgment. They don't want to give a certified through copy of the judgment. Why are they not giving me certified through copy so that I can file my appeal? Knowing that I have just 14 days to file appeal. And how voluminous that judgment is. We need to digest it properly. Or the team of lawyers need to digest it properly so that they will know what to do. They have refused to. They even remember the fact that, that was what happened during the election too, when INEC refused to give access documents in time. And the court did not in any way even reprimand INEC for not giving them, documents that they needed in time. They went on and on with that, right? So let's go to other conversations too. Federal government lacks rights to encourage ECOWAS invasion. Now, Ozeko may talk that one. And I wouldn't tell you about a man who was stabbed by his friend because they were arguing who will pay for food, who will not pay for food. Just like that, a human being just died. Are you kidding me? Phone lines are still open. Lagos 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Precious.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, Precious, I just want to say something regarding the last caller. My name is Sito. I'm calling from Sierra Leone anyway.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm reacting regarding the last caller.
Can you react based on what is in okay, yeah, it's based on the story in the
I know. I just want to say something here. Tinubu should fight corruption. How can Tinubu fight corruption while he himself
I'm not going to let you say that. I'm not going to let you say that. I'm not going to let you say anything you have to say that will jeopardize the integrity of the station. Please. I hope you understand. Please. No, please. All right? I hope that you understand that. Apologies. I don't mean any harm, but please kindly understand. If you want to speak without accusing or pointing fingers at the character of anyone without proof. Has the court proven that anybody has questionable character? If you're coming to speak on air, speak with proof to what exactly you're sure that you can defend. If they come and arrest you and say, come and defend that somebody is corrupt, can you defend it? No, now, please, I'm sorry. I just can't let you do that. All right. Phone lines are still open, by the way. If you would like to make your contributions in a very civil manner, please kindly go ahead and do that. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, my name is Biodun. I'm calling from Ghana.
Biodun, you're welcome. Go ahead. She's fine. She's away. She's out of town for a while. She'll be back soon.
Yeah, like Mr. Darling to say, whoa, sure. Now,
go ahead.
On a serious note, it's concerning insecurity. We need to be serious in this country. For how long are we going to keep hearing news of gunshots and everything? All this
very
bandit
sad.
And all this.
Very sad.
For how long? Look at Boko Haram. Over 10 years. It's a shame. And the president is talking about invading Nigeria. It doesn't even make sense. Over 10 years, we'll be crazy bloodshed everywhere. They don't call this one bandit, they call this one Fulani, they call it killing all over. And I'm going to have peace in this land. They are tired of shedding blood. All these dogs does not affect their family members. So, I'm talking about our rulers. We need to be serious now. We need to be serious. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. So I've seen a couple of messages on YouTube I really would love to address. Chibogo Obi says, what a country. Was any media gagged the way it's during Buhari and now this President Tinubu? Was anyone threatened by Jonathan? What was it that the opposition didn't say against Jonathan? But even now, the media is silent. Well, you see, the reason is, I don't even know where to start from. So you know that every single media house in Nigeria, not social media, that's why you can see anything you want to see in social media and you get away with it and you pray that the authorities don't come for you on your own. But when you are working in a terrestrial media, it is regulated. And if I read out the place in NBC code that directs at how you can contribute as a caller on air and what we should let you contribute, then you know that we have to. In fact, we've been accommodating more than too much and the government has been fair. So nobody has gagged you. People are just saying, go ahead and make your contribution with a proof. You want to insult somebody, insult the person knowing that you have a proof to the insult. What is your proof? Is it too much to ask? You want to say something, you say it with a proof, and you say it in a language with decorum. You say it with a language that won't be harmful to the ears. And you say it in a manner that it will not incite another party against that person. It's just that simple. You guys stop making me sound like a broken record every day now. It's not fair now. You guys are not being fair to me now. You're stressing me like this now, eh? Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. My sister Precious.
Sir?
Please. Yeah. let people express their feelings. We are here.
Can you go ahead and say your mind? Can you just go ahead and say what you have to make your contribution? Can you speak to the topic, please?
Don't pour the anger on me.
I'm not pouring anger on you. You're teaching me my job, but you don't know that I'm also doing my job. You're not the one who employed me now. So why are you teaching me let people express their view when I'm actually letting them express? Should they express their view to the detriment of the station? Do you understand? You don't know the job. If you want the job, I can teach you, so you come and sit down and do it.
Sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. So speak to the topic. I have not stopped you from talking your mind. You can say your mind, but I just ask, say your mind with decorum.
No.
Do you understand?
I am a pastor. I am a man of God. I'm just trying to say something.
No, you're reprimanding me on my job. Oga, just go ahead, please. You're reprimanding me without understanding. So if you're a pastor, everything that you preach, is it not based on the Bible? My job too is based on the Constitution of Nigeria. Oh my goodness, this is very interesting. A pastor? Oh, really? Okay, let me go and read my messages. I think the messages are saying are to handle, right? Because at least I can cite it due to those messages. Perhaps that's where I'll be safer. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
Thank you. This is Onyeka from Abuja.
Onyeka, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yes. So, as for the judgment and the P2B or article going to Supreme Court, I think it's good for democracy.
Yeah.
Because it will help us to strengthen the electoral
institutions.
Laws.
Okay.
Because I was saying, when you read some of the parts of that judgment, according to the electoral law, according to Yakubu Mahmudu, who told us that this thing will be transmitted at real time. But reaching at the tribunal, they said that it's not the same thing. They have their discretion to decide what to do. I think we have to strengthen that aspect so that if it is going to be transmitted, let it be open that yes, it's going to be transmitted, not at the discretion of the INEC. And at the end of the day, you cannot be able to prove it in the law court, what the chairman said. Because most of us, we voted because he gave assurance that the result will be transmitted at the right time from the polling unit. Are you getting it? Now, reaching at the tribunal changed the thing that they are not compared to transmit at the right time, which means there is a, I don't know who is telling us the truth there. I think it's going to court.
So do you know, have you seen the Constitution? Truly, what the judges said, that the Electoral Act mandates or directs that INEC can transmit based on their discretion. It is correct.
Yeah.
It is correct that they can use their discretion in the mode of transmission of result that they want. Right?
Exactly.
So if you want to hold anybody responsible for that particular one, is your lawmakers. Because some people say that sometimes the laws are made in a way that there is a bit of loophole. You understand? And you know that you make a law, you should make it neatly tight in a way that nobody can escape the law from anywhere. You don't make a law and then create a bit of hole that maybe at the end of the day, somebody can boycott from this end. If you made a law and then, you create, a tight-treated law that there won't be any escape. So the law actually does give INEC the right to the choice of mode of transmission of result. And that is correct. And that's what the judgment says. And they further said that what INEC did was giving people the assurances that INEC gave assurance they were mere promises. And mere promises does not translate to what is in the Electoral Act or the Constitution. Do you understand? However, I did not notice the judgment probably translate the morality of INEC not keeping their words, because you probably may have to attack INEC based on the basis of morality here. But I didn't hear the judgment speak to INEC on the fact that, you made promises to people, you failed on your promises, what happened? Until now, and perhaps INEC was not still able to prove. All right, still 0700 903 903 903. Phone lines are still open. We're still taking your thoughts and your reactions. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Welcome, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Precious. My name is the Prof.
The Prof. Where are you calling from, sir?
The Prof. I'm calling from Solo.
You go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I crave your indulgence. You give me a little time. I'm an old man, and I will speak as an old man. We in this country, we know the truth. And everybody, I'm saying everybody, is afraid to speak the truth, apart from me. The justices, the judges, so to speak, they have done their job. They did an intelligent job, but the work they have done, in their own conscience, can they go home and sleep with their two eyes closed and beat their chest and say to their creator, and say, I have done a good job? We all know, even to a layman, knows that they have given their verdict based on technicalities. Yes? That is to say, for instance, to a layman, your session is voice of the people. No doubt about that. And someone is saying, writing voice of the people. Maybe in that spelling of people, the person now omitted one P or O, but it's also pronounced as people. Now the judge did not look at other words that this person is trying to write the voice of the people. The judge now capitalized that why is it that this person is wrong?
Sir, are you a lawyer, sir? Because I tried to, calm down to listen to you. Are you a lawyer?
Okay. I have a law background. I have a law background, so to speak. So, but whatever they have decided or they are going to decide will take preeminence. It will set a record, be it good or be it bad. Lastly, Precious, your station is voice of the people. I crave your indulgence. I know you are trying to protect your job. I know you are trying to protect your station. But in the last two dispensations, the leaders have caged the media. I have been to America. I've been to all parts of the world. I have not seen in the democratic rule where people are not allowed to speak their mind freely. Here, you will be moderated on how to speak. So people cannot constructively criticize the government or leaders. Are you trying to tell me? Now,
no, sir. You ask a question. Let me answer you. Are you saying that you too cannot constructively criticize the government minding your language? Is that what you're saying? Is it too hard? How many times did I stop you now? Did I have to stop you? Because you were minding your language. Is it so hard for you not to call somebody a thief, an armed robber, a killer, a drug addict, a this? When you call someone names without proof, what are you doing?
Precious, let me just say this. 70% of Nigerians are not that so learned.
Oh, wow.
We know the truth. Now, all we have to do is, when they speak in their own language, you disassociate yourself and your
That's it. I will not do that, because as long as we have let it go on air, the rule states that if we let that thing go on air, they come for us, will be sanctioned. That is what the rule is. But I am not the owner of the station. So, sir, it's okay. Can we stop dwelling on this? Because you cannot, if you want to go, sir, you know what? I admonish you now, I'll probably appeal to you rather, to please go and download the NBC code. It's online. Download it, read it very carefully, and come back and tell me if there's anything I'm doing against that code that is outside it.
You're doing a wonderful job.
No, because you're blaming me. You're trying to teach me the job and blaming me for not letting people talk.
No, I'm not trying to say that. I did not insinuate that. I feel Precious. You are doing a wonderful job. And what I'm saying is not particular to your station. But this is my observation from these two last dispensations. Precious, it was not like this in 1999. It was not like this. So there has been some a kind of additions in order to keep people from not speaking their mind. But let us leave it that way. But why are we in a democratic setting? So I'm not saying that people should abuse people in office. I'm not saying that people should categorically come and speak from two sides of their mouth. That is what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that, just like you, my precious, I heard you say that if you want to speak with evidence. How will you know that I have an evidence when you have not allowed me to land?
So did you hear? Just hold on. Did you notice how I called the other person? If I wasn't as smart as I was, I probably wouldn't be placed on in front of the mic. The person started that. How can President Tinubu fight corruption when he was about to release it? Meaning that the person's character should not, because of his character, perhaps. Do you understand? And I did not let it land, because if I let whatever he was going to say land, it would be a problem for the station. Is it too hard for us to understand? If somebody just calls in now to say that, oh, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about what the last caller said, saying that the president should fight corruption. And I said, how can the president fight corruption when he should? In your mind, what is he going to say? In your mind, what do you think he's going to say?
Honestly, I don't envy your job. I don't.
So you know how hard it is, right? Thank you.
I know because I know because I'm pitying you guys. But this is not how it should be. That's what I'm saying. But you guys are trying your best to align yourself with the rules of whatever ND or whatever you call it. I understand, but normally this is not how it should be. Thank you, my dear.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, it's so sad that I have to keep sounding this way every day. It's very unfortunate, but sometimes I just wish I could change career path, right? Times like this. All right, so Chinedu from Badagry says, good evening, Madam P. The rate of corruption is too much in this country. Nigeria will recognize and come to love President Tinubu if he sincerely chases away all these bandits, and totally eradicates the issue of oil thieves and corruption in the country. The people would really love him if he can do this for us. That's what you said. Hello, good evening to you. Hello?
Hello, Precious.
Yes, please. Are you there? Good evening. Hello? I could hear you and I'm answering you. Are you there? Good evening.
Hello, Precious.
Yes, please. Good evening. Welcome.
Hello, Precious.
Yes, please. I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, so you were asking how do we do it in US, and I've tried to explain it.
If Washington DC is also mandated to have 25% of votes, if the president is mandated to have 25% of votes in Washington.
Pretty much, what do you call it? We are guided by electoral votes and popular votes.
And that's why you have electoral college, right?
Washington, D.C. have an electoral vote. Okay? And
turn left.
And then pretty much it's kind of like electoral vote is you could see a city that have about let's say about 5 million people, and the electoral vote is only 3. You know, California have how many that they do have, and the only electoral vote we have is 27. So what I'm saying in essence is nobody is saying that Abuja is special or whatever it is, but if in the constitution that it's being recognized to be, you know, a different status, let them accord it a different status. That's all I can say for now.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you for calling back and helping us explain that. Hello. Good evening to you. Yes, please. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Welcome.
Hello.
I'm here. Good evening. Welcome.
Hello.
I can hear you and I'm practically shouting. Welcome. Can you hear us?
Jesus.
Hello. Well, I could hear you, and I'm still, responding, but perhaps you could not hear. Emmanuel from Germany says, "Precious, you're right. People should learn to speak with decorum. Being angry doesn't mean we should be abusive. We also should speak with facts, with what we can defend. Simple. That's just all that I ask for. Thank you for helping me understand that simple and correct English. Thank you so much. The Supreme Court and Appeal Court. Okay. All right. Okay. So let me go back to. All right. Hello. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes. Good evening. Are you there? Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Oh, okay. I can hear you now.
Go ahead, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay. Okay. My name is Jonathan. I'm calling from London.
Mr. Jonathan, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me quickly jump on the topics. I think the conversation is all about the 25% in Abuja, right?
No, that's not the conversation.
Hello?
I said no, that's not the conversation.
Oh my days. I just trying to accumulate.
That's not the conversation. So let me quickly for your own just to help you out, let me reel out the conversations that we were having this evening. So what your thoughts had to do with the court that we had is Atiku Abubakar saying that the court is undermining his quest for justice by not giving him certified true copy of the judgment yet, even though it's 3 days after the judgment. Right? And then my Ozekome saying, no, calm down. Let me read out all the headlines to you here. Yes. And then Mark Ozekome saying that federal government lacks the right to encourage ECOWAS invasion, right? And then there is an attack on a Catholic church in southern Kaduna that killed a seminarian inside the Catholic church.
Okay, let me quickly jump to CTP, the Election Tribunal and CTC. So I just like to quickly make a brief contribution about that. What I would say is that when you are fighting litigating against a sitting government, there will be a lot of roadblock. So INEC has created a particular challenges that makes the judges school the petitioners. We can see if I listen to the proceedings again, what I'm hearing is the petitioner fails to. You understand? So when a petitioner is trying to get a CTC from INEC, all of us know the roadblock, the barrier. Even one of the petitioner son, Okutepa, the man was saying that subpoena has been issued to INEC over and over again, and yet the CTC was still delayed. So now, this is another problem now. This is not related, this is not only regarding Atiku Abubakar alone, even Labour Party. And this case is a time bound. The judges need to sign the CTC. And even Barrister Uche has wrote a letter to the court for the release and the delay. So it is not fair. I don't know how the opposition would be encouraged to contest election when you know that there is a roadblock in everywhere you go. And this is, you need to resort to self-help. That the more thuggery, the more area boys you have at the poll, that will boost your chances of winning election. And this, we are moving towards anarchy. So this is my own contribution. So.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hello, good evening. Hello, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, okay, one from Alaska.
Okay, well, you're welcome. Go ahead.
You remember after this election that I said something and I'll still say it again. If, like now, should be after Supreme Court, there is no one again. Court is
the final court, yes.
If Supreme Court will not correct this error now, time shall come that me and you will not go outside to vote the election again. I said this thing before. That when you bring out your own boys, I bring out my own boys, they will start fighting. Whoever that takes the power in the election, that is where we are heading to now. If this mistake, if this error is not correct, if they don't correct this error now, we have a very big problem. And by then, me and you know going to even come outside to vote for this election or vote for this country. It is a man to man. And if you are not rugged, you are not going to participate in anything Nigeria politics. Thank you very much.
All right, I move to my WhatsApp messages now. I have quite a number of WhatsApp messages, quite a lot. Let's see if I can run through them very quickly. Precious, please, is Abuja now state in Nigeria? Onye Kachin Wachuku from Ajawo State. And Silas from Isala says, it's Abuja now seen as a state. That means we have 37 states. And that is what is now the 2/3 of 37 states as stipulated in the constitution, that for one to be president of Nigeria, he or she must get 2/3 of votes cast in 2/3 of 36 states and FCT. Mathematicians, please, what is 2/3 of 37 states? Precious, why should you be... why should I be cautioning someone for saying that he doesn't like the president? Because it's against the law to do that. Because it looks like you're inciting others to also hate the president. And that's what the rule of my game of broadcasting states. You can't do that. Yeah? Do you understand? So it's not me. I didn't make the rules. All right. And then bonsoir, Precious Engineer Carlo here from Benin Republic. Precious, for me to vote this election made me to transport myself and family to Nigeria from Benin Republic. Everybody talk to... Okay. All right. I appreciate you. And Tony Anele from Ijeoma says, the whole world watched the judgment, was galloping in the mount of the... Okay. I say you can understand why we are sleeping except the one reading. You understand why others were sleeping except the one reading the judgment. I follow sleep too. Even the station transmitting the message was as blurred as... It was as bad as INEC result sheets. The one in the 80-something polling units, right? So the days of erudite and... Well, I'm stopping it here. Please, I'm not going to say further. A nice evening, Precious. Keep moving, Jerry. Let anybody say that they like anybody is entitled to their bottom of offensive approach. The judgment tribunal has done... Well, I'm not going to talk about that. Good evening, Precious. 2027 is my turn because judges said that INEC chairman can use whatever he likes to declare the choice, the election. Precious, please, look man like me. Did the judgment clear for you? Because me, I didn't understand. It's not clear to you, right? That's what you're saying. Hello, Precious. My point is that who is going to fight corruption for us in Nigeria? Because if you ask me, nobody is holy in this country. I mean, nobody is holy. Nobody is holy. It is only God that would help us. And also, people should just stop putting emotions. Whatever they are saying on air, it doesn't change anything from the leaders. I agree with you. Good evening, Madam Precious. I love the way you anchor. Don't like anything. Please, let me skip your message. Thank you. Something from Iyanikwaja. They play. Can you see government? People should just leave me alone. No, people should leave me alone this evening, please. And then he says, hello to Precious. To answer your question, yes, under the 23rd Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, the District of Columbia is allocated 3 electoral votes and are treated like a state for purpose of the electoral college win. But if a candidate wins 270 electoral votes, which means which Nigerians refers to as percentage, that person becomes the president. Note that I said electoral votes are not popular votes. Tinubu won the popular votes and not the electoral votes percentage. Oh wow, Wesley sent in that message. Okay. Oh please, why are these LP and PDP followers behaving like well, I am not going to also let you insult people, so I'm not going to read that message because I can't have you say anything that will look down or play down on the integrity of others. Do you understand that? All right, Lagos, let's take a quick break. When we come back, there's something that was trending some days back, and that's the very deplorable condition of Nigerian correctional centers. So somebody did a video or made a video of, how they were serving them food in the prison, how he got a phone across to the prison. I don't even know. And the way they were all lying down on the floor, like it was like pack of sardine on the floor. I'm not kidding you. I think sardine is even better arranged than these people. We are looking at it, and we're also going to look at the amount that's been allocated in recent times on the feeding of these people. In President Muhammad Buhari's tenure, we know the amount of billions, I think about 22 billion naira allocated for feeding of, inmates. And then see the condition and the kind of food that they eat. Why does it have to be that way? That's our next discussion on a step down segment. Lagos, stay with us. This is 90.3 Voice of the People FM. I'll be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimating comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delights in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Light Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender Guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimating comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
All right, Legacy, welcome back. It is 90.3 Voice of the People FM. So this is our step down conversation. And our step down this evening, we're looking at a video that has been making the round of a correctional center in Nigeria. How many people were lying down like, they were packed together. And when it came to their feeding, they were, I can't tell. The pictures are gory. I'm sure you would have seen that. These pictures, or this video surfaced early this week rather. They all laid on the floor, bare floor, and practically just wearing their boxers alone. Oh my goodness. You would almost have to step on someone to cross over if you were, trying to make your way out. So, and the video was tagged. Many of you will not join them. I say many of you will join them if you don't stop your involvement in crime. And that video has been trending. And then what's actually a focus of conversation is, why do we have people in correctional centers in Nigeria live in such a deplorable condition? And then if you see the food that they have to eat, it's like, 2 tablespoons of beans without bread, without anything, just 2 tablespoons. They say 2 tablespoons of beans. Let's take a listen to that video.
For those of you who indulge yourself in crime, this video is for you. Take your time and watch this video and understand that what you are calling for is a very, 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 very.
So this is according to the narrator who made the video.
I will advise you retrace your footstep right now and go back to a normal living, to a good living. Stop living a criminal life. Stop indulging yourself into criminal activities, because you don't know what's happening in the other side of the world. Have your time, watch this video and stop living a criminal life. I advise you stop now before it's too late. Cherish your freedom. Cherish your freedom. Cherish your once spoiled meal. In peace.
Tomorrow again.
So if you see the condition that these people are, from the video, right? If you see the condition, they were all on the floor. Hey, and if you see the food, I said it's just 2 tablespoons of cooked watery beans. And you heard them from that video. They say after that meal, do not eat again till tomorrow. Hey, for matured men. Okay. So how can someone come out from this kind of place and now behave well? How does anyone even survive in this kind of condition? And what has happened to all the money that's been budgeted year in year to the prisons? What do we do with the money? If we have prisoners eating 2 tablespoons of beans, as a matter of fact, in 2021, the the National Youth Service Corps has lamented that inmates in the facilities of the Nigerian Correctional Service feed better than the corps members because of the money that they budgeted for feeding of, correctional centers. According to the Director General of NYC, then Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, he stated that, he said the corps members were served a meal worth 217 naira per day. Right. He therefore urged the House of Representatives to raise the allocation to the feeding scheme's budget for 2022. And in this particular one, the Senate Committee Interior, increased the daily feeding allowance of the Nigerian Correctional Service Centers from its current, from then it was 450 naira per day for their food, or per person. 450 naira per day per person for food. It increased it to 1,000 naira per day per person. Then, in 2021. As I speak to you, in the 2023 budget, their feeding allowance is budgeted at 22.44 billion naira. 22.44 billion naira. The federal government proposed to spend over 22 billion naira on the supply of catering materials and foodstuffs for the Nigerian Correctional Services in 2023. Specifically, the correctional service is to spend 22.447, in fact, 22 billion Let's even call it the way it is. 22 billion, 447,587,237 naira on the line item, that is feeding these people. The figure, which is part of the federal government executive proposal in 2023 appropriation bill, also earmarked over 304 billion naira for, parent Ministry of Interior, that is the Ministry of Interior this year. So if these people have this kind of money, who is overseeing what is happening, how this money is expended? Who is in charge of ensuring that they are treated as human beings first of all, before serving punishment for their crimes? I don't know. But this is my step down conversation anyway. You're free to chime into the conversation. It's 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. All right, so I took a few messages because I have so many of them already coming through. Yes. So this here says, Precious, I quite understand concerns to use language. Frankly, I sympathize with you. Thank you for understanding that. But let me just go straight to, other conversations and forget about that because we're tired. And me too, I'm tired. I can't even tell you that I'm not tired because you guys also don't understand that we too doing this job are human beings. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
You're welcome.
My name is Semin from Abuja.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Everything is about corruption in Nigeria. With what we just said, 1,000 naira per day is even too much.
1,000 naira per day, Abi, that they budgeted. But are you seeing the food that they're eating? That's what I'm saying. The food does not look like a 1,000 naira per day food now.
That is what I'm saying about corruption. Even people are outside. Can they eat 1,000 naira per day? Precious. I'm asking you a question. How many people can eat 1,000 naira food per day? This country, we are just too corrupt. Everything about us is corruption. Until we fight it, we are going nowhere. I pray we get over it on time. So some people are just any opportunity they have to embezzle money, to take advantage of others, they do it as if they don't have conscience. Precious. Nigeria.
Thank you. God bless you too. Thank you for calling. All right. It is really, really very sad. As in, if you see that video, you will stay far from crime because you would never, ever want to be associated. Never want to be close to that environment. Hello, good evening to you. Can you help me turn off the volume of your radio set? Hello?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening and welcome.
This is Eval from Lagos.
Evans, you're welcome. Go ahead.
You see what professional centers. I have a brother that had issue in Ikoyi Correctional Center before COVID. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Before COVID. Inside they are buying soup inside prison.
They are buying soup.
They are buying soup. They are buying soup.
How do you get money? You that you're incarcerated in prison. How do you get money to buy food? Are you supposed to have access to money?
They have. Hello?
Are you supposed to have access to money in prison?
Inside, listen to me. Now inside the prison, they have somebody that runs a staff there. They uses the account to. I send the money weekly to my brother. He collects it inside. 2,000 is 1,000. Hello?
Go ahead, I can hear you.
They collect 10,000 for 1,000 for 10,000. I buy Gary. They have kettle, they have their pots, they cook inside prison. If you see the transaction that goes on inside our correctional services centers, he will pity this country.
Are you serious? So you're talking now from what you have experienced based on what your brother...
With experience, I had before you even enter, you will pay like 2,000 before you can be able to see somebody you want to go and see.
Is it lawful for you to pay money before you see?
They will not allow you in. During COVID, you will stand at the window, then they will go and call the person, you stand at the window and discuss. My dear sister, the experience I had during that period, for this country. God bless you. Good
Thank
night.
you so much. God bless you too. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, this is very tough. All right. So I'll take a few messages. This says, "Good evening." I skipped this. And this says, "Precious, if the head is sick, the whole body is sick. They change the name from prison to correctional center, but not correcting any inmates. That's why they come out worse than they went in there before, hiding atrocities going on there." Oh, wow. All right. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening and welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Jordan again. Concerning this particular video, when I saw it, in fact, I didn't know they were human beings.
Do you understand? I say sardine is even better arranged than human beings than them.
I didn't know they were human beings. I thought they were worms. I swear. So the second time I now watched the video again, I was like, are these human beings? According to the narrator saying crime, most of them are even innocent. I'm very sure most of them are even awaiting trials. I wonder what the lawyers are doing in this country. You have so many lawyers. A lot of innocent people are there. They're languishing in jail. If you don't settle, no, at times police will just come and raid innocent people. If you don't settle them, they will take you to the headquarters from there. A lot of nonsense going on in this country. When I saw the video, I saw the beans too. They're like, the beans like 30 naira beans. They were saying after this, tomorrow we'll do it. No. It's unacceptable. No. It's just, I don't know who will help in this country. There's so much corruption everywhere in high places in this country. I pity this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Right. Hello, good evening.
Yes, Precious.
Yes, please,
good evening
welcome.
again.
Good evening. Welcome again.
This is Prince Akwachi. Just in support of what everyone is saying about correctional center. You see, these things that they do, that is not right, because at the end of the day, it is correctional center. It's not punishment center. For Christ's sake. Why would they? I'm not trying to encourage anybody to, go to perpetrate crime or whatever it is. But can we be human for once? Can we be human? Already their freedom has been taken from them. Do we have to starve them to death? Man, the lawmakers, they need to come up with something. This is really sad.
I'm telling you. So this is one of the reasons why people keep complaining that, being in prison abroad is like paradise. Because you just can't compare.
Oh, yes. Believe me, there are most Nigerians here that want to go to prison. Are you like, why? They just want to go and eat. I'm telling you.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, it's true. But hey, like I always tell my friends, I said, please, my father never went to jail, and I will never do anything to go to jail. Please, no. I work and I do what I need to do as a person.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you. All right. Hello. Good evening. Oh dear. Did I lose you? Good Yes. Good evening. Yes. Welcome, sir.
This is Mr. Harrison from Badagry Agri.
Mr. Harrison, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, Mr. Harrison.
Of what people are reporting concerning the correction center. Even the police station, if somebody is detained, before you can have access to the court, you have to pay 1,500. That's just it. See, the corruption in Nigeria is so alarming. I'm telling you about zone 2 concerning my son. What I saw before the matter was taken to court and then it was bailed. If I tell you, you will not believe. Then we have different Nigeria operating in one Nigeria. God bless you.
Are you serious? Oh, Rishi is happening like this. So, okay. All All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts, your reactions, your messages. I really do appreciate. I mean, this is just a very, I don't want to say it's inhumane to put anybody in that condition, really. And I know that the authorities are listening to us. I do hope that you guys will revisit, probably checkmating what happens and takes place in that correctional center. Please, I beg you, in all our correctional centers. I don't even want to talk about the police cells because that may be a different ball game altogether too. All right, Lagos, that's the size of our conversation this evening. I appreciate everyone who's been a part of the show. Thank you so much. If I did offend you, please forgive me. You don't understand. We are humans. And you can't tell the kind of pressure we're into, right? Please forgive us. And thank you so much for being amazing. I'll see you again on Monday, Lagos. Have yourself an amazing evening.